So it looks like it's happening, people. Kvaratskhelia is going to Paris Saint-Germain from Napoli. Let's break down how this transfer is going to have implications on both Napoli and PSG for the rest of this season, because this is a fascinating transfer. Nobody would have predicted. Maybe in the summer, coming up in the summer, you could have predicted Kvara leaving Napoli, and then PSG maybe would have been one of the front runners to sign him, but already in the January transfer window. Let's not forget, Napoli are in first place in the Serie A. So first I want to talk about Napoli. How did this all happen that Kvara, who was the golden child for them 2 seasons ago when they won the Scudetto, he was the player of the season in the Serie A. Him and Osimhen, fantastic duo with Spalletti and obviously Kim Min-jae, but now it's all done. Now the relationship is broken, and now he has left the club, and it's kind of in a way sad that this has all gone about this way, because Kvara brought so much joy to Napoli fans, bringing the Scudetto back. Obviously it wasn't just him, but that whole entire team, and now that most of that team is gone, obviously Spalletti gone, Kim Min-jae gone, Osimhen basically gone, and Kvara is gone. Now Kvara wanted a contract, and obviously his agent, and football agents nowadays, they want to get their commission, they want to get their money, they want to be the big bad boys like they're the bullies in school. Napoli had time to give him a contract, and obviously Kvara and his people said, nope, we want to get paid more, we want to get paid more. And according to reports, Kvara is the 14th highest paid player at Napoli. Do you think Kvara is the 14th highest paid player at Napoli? He should be top 3, minimum top 3. Now, you can take me for bias, I love Kvara. Why do you think I bought this kid, people? Because that Napoli team just screamed football to me. They just played exhilarating football, and Kvara was one of these superstars of that team, and I will forever love that Napoli team. But it's sad how this is broken down. Now, you can blame Kvara and his people, no doubt, because they offered you a contract. Kvara, take it. If you love Napoli so much, and you should also give payback to them. They gave you an opportunity to come play in a top 5 league. Come play at a team like Napoli when you were in Georgia playing for Dinamo Batumi. Kvara and his people said, we don't think that's enough money. We should be paying higher and higher. And obviously, Napoli and his people, and obviously ADL, we already know De Laurentiis. This guy is a tough negotiator. And it's funny how this all works out, that Napoli and PSG, they just have a history with each other doing transfers. They have Lavezzi, Cavani, and Fabio Ruiz, and now Kvara. So I think for Napoli, you got money. You got 70 million, which obviously I think it was last summer or 2 seasons ago, they rejected 120 million for Kvara, and now you're only getting 70 million. I think he only had a couple of years left on his contract. It might have been a year or 2. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. But I think for Kvara and Napoli, it was a great relationship. It's basically like a divorce. It's a very sour divorce that's happening at the moment between Kvara and Napoli, but for both of them, I guess is the right thing to do, because obviously Napoli and Conte said in the press conference, he doesn't want to be here anymore. He wants to leave. So if that's the case, get rid of the player. You don't want that sort of bad atmosphere within the changing room, especially if you're going for the Scudetto like Napoli are. And now Napoli need to use this money correctly. They are in first place. They have Antonio Conte, one of the best managers in the Serie A, alongside the likes of Inzaghi and Gasperini. They have to back him. So there's reports of Garnacho. Don't go for Garnacho. If Napoli signed Garnacho, wasteful. Absolutely wasteful. Go for, I don't know, who could be a decent player for Napoli? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll have to think about that a little bit more after doing this video, but Napoli need to find the right person. Obviously, David Neres has been amazing this season. He doesn't have the GA, but Neres' impact on the games is felt. And obviously, Lukaku, even though I don't think he's been great this season, doing his thing, and Anguissa might be the best player so far for Napoli this season. So Napoli got to use that money correctly. They have the title in their hands. They just got to keep performing, and they still need that difference maker in their team. When you're going up against the likes of Verona, to Cagliari, and all of these teams, of course you can beat them. You can get a 1-0 victory, and that's enough. But when you're going up against an Inter, an Atalanta, do you have the firepower to go up against those teams? Not really. So Napoli really need to invest this money well. And yeah, it's a sour divorce, but Napoli have done this before. They've had Cavani leave, Higuain leave, Lavezzi leave, Mertens leave. They've had all these stars that have been at Napoli leave the club, and yet Napoli keep on doing it well, and they respond wonderfully. So it's going to be intriguing to see how they use this money, and as they go for the Scudetto. They have no Coppa Italia, no Europe. Prime for Conte. Now for PSG. People want to make fun of PSG and saying, look at them, they play in Farmers League. Oh, who cares about Paris Saint-Germain? But PSG still signing these stars. Yeah, okay, this is not the likes of Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, but you're getting Kvara. Kvara is one of the best players in Serie A. In my opinion, you can say what you want about Kvara. You can say he's a one-season wonder. The guy is an excellent player, for me at least. So to get a player like that from Serie A, okay, yes, you can say, Michael, it's money. And apparently PSG are going to pay 5 times the wages that Kvara is making at Napoli. So, I mean, that's an incentive for Kvara to leave. But now it's going to be intriguing to see how does Luis Enrique start with this lineup, because you have the likes of Desiree Doué, who can play in the cam, even the 8 role, but more of the cam. Obviously, you got Bradley Barcola, who's having a good season, but in the Champions League, the dude cannot finish. You have Dembele, you have Gonzalo Ramos. They're going to try and move on Colomani. So Kvara either is going to play in the 10 or on the left wing. So, you know, Luis Enrique, this guy doesn't want to play with a pure striker. Getting Kvara, could you play then Barcola in the false 9? Could you play Dembele in the false 9? Doubt Dembele is going to do that. Dembele on the right, Kvara on the left, maybe Barcola or Gonzalo Ramos down the middle, or you could play then Lee Kang-in in the 10 role. I think that could work well. So for PSG, this move makes sense. You need a difference maker. Now, of course, Kvara is not a guy who is going to get you 20 goals, 30 goals, but you need that difference maker, especially in the Champions League, because we have seen it time and time again, and I've reiterated this many times on my Champions League review shows. PSG don't have a goal scorer. Okay, you can score all the goals against Lens and Saint-Etienne and Montpellier and all these teams, but when you go up against top teams in Europe, you need that difference maker. And this team doesn't have it. They don't. They get so shy in front of goal. So maybe Kvara can help with that. He's not going to get you 2-3 goals a game, but he could get that one moment of brilliance, and it could be enough for PSG, especially with 2 games left, and they have to win both games if they want to advance to the next round of the Champions League. So for PSG, this makes sense. 70 million for a player who's unbelievable, who's still young in his career. This is a great move for PSG. And for Ligue 1, they need some superstar power still, because we don't know what's going to happen to Lyon. And, you know, John Texter and his wonderful text messages that he was saying about Cherki. Obviously, Marseille trying to rebuild under De Zerbi. Monaco, they're going to probably sell some more stars. So I think for Ligue 1, it's important to get a superstar kind of like Kvara. But now it's going to be fascinating to see how Luis Enrique is going to start with the starting 11. Because next week, people, next week is the big game. PSG against Manchester City. Could Kvara be a key piece in that game to help PSG win that matchup? Because Lord knows they need to win that game desperately. So for all, I think it's great for all parties. It's good for PSG. You need a superstar kind of like Kvara. For Napoli, it's a bad egg. Remove the bad egg. Focus on what you need, which is the Scudetto, and reinvest in the team well in this January transfer window. So I think for all parties, it works well. Kvara gets his money. The agent gets his commission fee. Everybody's happy, right? Everybody's happy, and everybody online will say, oh, PSG, look at this team. Oh, Kvara's going to the Farmers League. For some players, and it's very common nowadays, they want to be respected, and they want to be respected by the money they make. It's a sad fact, but that's reality nowadays in football. So if you're not going to pay the superstars you have in your team, they're going to leave. And Kvara did that. Maybe Napoli will feel the benefit of it, and maybe PSG will be the biggest benefit of securing a player like Kvara. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, people, of this transfer. Is it a good move for PSG signing a player like Kvara? Did they really need him? And what about Napoli? Were they in their right to get rid of Kvara and not give him the money that he wanted? And which player do you think Napoli should sign in order to secure the Scudetto this season? Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around there. We're going to do more of these transfer videos when they are confirmed. None of these rumors and crap like that. Once they're confirmed, we'll talk about that. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.